G'day mate, 40 here. So I don't often ride the train. I don't often ride light rail in Los Angeles. So first time I've done it in over a year. And it brings with it all the attendant anxiety that I feel when I do anything for the first time. And I was heartened by all the beautiful young Black and Latino women that I was riding the train with. And in this concentration, particularly of Latino faces, I saw this admirable stoicism. Now, I don't know if I'm just reading stoicism into the Latino physiognomy, but on the train I was riding, the light rail I was riding, there was just this kind of admirable, healthy stoicism that hit home. So I got I'm rushing to do a live stream right now because I just got the latest COVID booster and flu shot, and just a delightful young Black lady gave me the shots. So much fun talking to her, like just lovely lady. And when I took my shirt off to allow for the shots, and she was instructing me to just let my arm hang. She said, "Are you flexing?" I said, "No, I'm not flexing. I'm just letting my arm hang." She said, "Oh, you must really work out. Wow, I must have had so much muscular definition there in my unflexed arm." Or maybe she just says that to all the guys. But that's the nicest thing that I've heard for a while. Are you flexing when I'm just letting my hand hold down? So which country is this? This is Los Angeles, bro. West Los Angeles, walking down La Cienega Boulevard. We are about a mile south of Beverly Hills. We are about 10 miles east of Santa Monica, the ocean. We're about 12 miles west of downtown Los Angeles. We're right where it's all happening. So good, centrally located, and this is where the riots ended up. Right, so you had, during the 1992 LA riots, they ran right up to stores here on La Cienega Boulevard, and then they pretty much petered out. Beverly Hills mounted highly effective line of police officers, made them all come out, and so the rioters never entered Beverly Hills. So I know people with quite valuable things in their homes in Beverly Hills, and they don't take out jumbo insurance policies because they have that much faith in the Beverly Hills Police Department. So here is my question. So this might just be my own weird thing, but I have never, ever had a successful relationship where I was the one who was actively adoring my partner. Like every successful working relationship that I've had, I have been the adored one. And I don't think there's anything superior or inferior about adoring versus adored. But someone will always love more in a relationship. Someone will always be willing to accommodate more the other party. Someone will always be more flexible than someone else in a relationship. It just seems to me, and I've heard this similar commentary elsewhere, that for men to have a successful relationship, they cannot be in the frame and in the position and the application of the person who adores, because that places women on a pedestal, and then a woman who's on a pedestal looks down on you and she loses respect for you, and she's not going to be excited or enticed by you. So in my life experience, and I'm just wondering, is this just unique to me, that relationships overwhelmingly work far better when the woman adores the man. I know it's very important to respect women, Nobody does more to respect women than I do. But what the hell, when you strongly respect someone, it is the opposite of a turn on. Like, it's really hard to lay pipe on someone that you respect. The more I respect a woman, right, the less intense I am in the bedroom. The more I adore a woman, the more likely she is to regard me as a pathetic dweeb and to quickly lose interest in me. On the other hand, when I have a strong frame, I'm on my game, I'm leading my life, and she fits into my frame, and she adores me for whatever crazy reason, then that just works. So what the heck? Is that real? Is that science? Is that just my own idiosyncratic life experience? But I notice it again and again. When a man adores a woman, she very quickly develops contempt for him. On the other hand, when a woman adores her man, that does not lead him to have contempt for her. So is this just written into the laws of nature? Right? You can't both be equally playing in each other's frame. And so either the woman adopts the man's frame or the man adopts the woman's frame, but it's not going to be 50-50. And I know that's a heresy, and I know that's anti-feminist, I know that's not egalitarian, but I don't see many relationships working, and I have not experienced relationships that work when I adopt the woman's frame, when I just accommodate myself to the woman's perspective on life and to the woman's priorities. And it certainly doesn't work when I adore her. That brings out the needy side of me, that fills her with contempt. She is viscerally repulsed. So the same way that men are viscerally repulsed by obese women, women are viscerally repulsed by weak men. And what the heck is it about that the more respect you have for a woman, the more difficult it is to be assertive in the bedroom? Right? That seems like a violation of the rules of feminism and egalitarianism. But adoration and high feelings of respect for a woman just don't seem to lead to hot sex and to even just working relationships. Right? It seems to be overwhelmingly the woman's got to adopt the man's frame and she's got to adore the man, or it's just not going to work. How many relationships do you know where it's different from that? Okay, so it's now 4:31 p.m. on Monday. I'm not going to the beach. The Dodgers are losing to the Mets 7-3. You should not run behind three things: buses, trains, and girls. One will go and another will come. Yeah, so that needy one-itis thing is not a good idea. We want to see Beverly Hills girls. Bro, you want to see the hood chicks. Is this the BDSM class? God forbid. God forbid. All right, this is the class where we get to closely examine all the cracks in the sidewalk in West Los Angeles. BDSM is often erotic practices involving bondage, discipline. No, God forbid, God forbid. Luke is trolling, he has game. It's the female paradox. So, Nina Hartley is Jewish, and her husband is Ira Levine, or at least he was 20 years ago. And they were spending time with a Chabad rabbi in Denver, I believe. And the Chabad rabbi was trying to make the case to them that they should become observant Jews and consider finding their way in Orthodox Judaism. So Nina Hartley and Ira Levine are porn stars and pornographers. And Nina Hartley has been in the business about 30 years. And so Ira Levine finally speaks up and says, Rabbi, I can't become a religious Jew because I'm into BDSM. And the rabbi thinks and strokes his long beard. And then after about 5 to 10 seconds, he says, BDSM is not forbidden. So when you live as an Orthodox Jew, like, life breaks down into categories of forbidden and permitted. And that which is not forbidden is permitted. And so there is a Jewish teaching that on the final judgment day, when you go before God, He'll ask you, why did you not enjoy every permitted pleasure? So there are elements of asceticism and stoicism in Judaism, but it's not overall a stoic nor ascetic way of living life. So one thing that grabbed my attention in my conversion to Orthodox Judaism is that often if the temperature is 2 degrees too hot or too cool, when you're in a Torah class, for example, the teacher or the students will go, oh, this is too hot, too cool, and go adjust the thermostat, because there is this knee-jerk reaction in Jewish life that suffering is not a mitzvah. And if you can alleviate suffering, right, even if it's the suffering of the thermostat being 2 degrees too high or too cold, then you do it. So there's this knee-jerk Jewish response to always try to alleviate suffering. But anyway, why is it that relationships only work when the man is adored by his woman, but they never seem to work when the man adores the woman? Because when he adores her, that puts her on a pedestal, then she looks down on him, she loses excitement for him, he's not able to lay the pipe, and so he's not going to be her best, most skillful, most enthusiastic, most wild lover that she ever has. She is not going to feel excited. She's not going to have a challenge. Women love a challenge. It just always works better when she adores me, she admires me, when I live for things higher than her. Right, when I have other priorities aside from just making her happy. Right, I found that those times in my life and those relationships where I've devoted myself to making my female partner happy just never work out. It just fills it with contempt the more I try. So nice guy Luke has been a total loser. Nurturing boyfriend Luke being a total loser. So the most successful men tend to be jerks, and the most romantic men tend to be unsuccessful, because successful men don't have the time to go through all the details of lighting candles and writing romantic poetry, right? But they can fly her to Hawaii or Fiji. They can give her a nice house. But the way they can do all that is because they're very successful, and they are using their cognitive space to be successful. And so they're not going to remember all the conversations, and they're not going to remember the emotional nuances of all his conversations that day, because he's using his cognitive powers to be successful. The man who's not successful is going to try to compensate by being highly romantic, and he'll do all the gestures because he has the time, he has the mental space. Right? There's not enough going on in his brain to distract him from his task of pleasing his woman. But that doesn't seem to work out too well for him. Hello, Pakistan, in the house. So what's that famous saying? Islam is right about women.